Is there anything worse than trying to appear elegant and ending up being remembered as the woman who seemed frozen, uncomfortable, completely out of place? I witnessed this 2 weeks ago at a business dinner. A beautiful woman, well-dressed, was standing there like a statue, waiting for the men to extend their hands first to greet her. The silence was awkward. Everyone staring, wondering why she seemed frozen in place. What she thought was refined etiquette actually made her appear socially blocked and uncomfortable. This is the harsh reality. Some traditional rules that once showed refinement today signal that you are stuck in the past, disconnected from modern elegance. Following these old rules is like wearing a giant feather hat in the middle of the supermarket. It draws attention, but not the right kind. Here is what nobody tells you about etiquette. Clinging to outdated rules can actually damage your reputation instead of elevating it. The world has evolved. Therefore, the codes of high society have changed along with it. But there is a secret that separates truly elegant women from women who just follow dead rules. If you want to stop looking out of place and have the refined education of a high-class woman, subscribe to this channel now, activate the notification bell, and leave your like. Today, we are going to expose the etiquette rules that are secretly sabotaging your elegance. But first, answer me this. Have you ever followed a rule thinking you were being sophisticated, but later realized you looked completely outdated? Because I have a story for you. The handshake protocol that makes you look insecure. Let me tell you about Sarah, a brilliant executive I met at a networking event 2 years ago. She stood there waiting for the men to extend their hands first, as her grandmother had taught her. But the men were also waiting, since they learned that modern etiquette demands equality in greetings. The result? A series of strange confrontations that made everyone uncomfortable. The old rule demanded that a lady never extend her hand first to a gentleman. This hierarchy was rooted in the idea that women were delicate flowers who should be approached with reverence. Today, this hesitation is read as insecurity, not refinement. And here is what will shock you. According to the Emily Post Institute, today a man does not need to wait for a woman to offer her hand before extending his. Whether you are a man or woman, always remember to shake hands. In 2025, a woman of genuine class initiates contact with confidence. She extends her hand with purpose, makes direct eye contact, and states her name clearly. This is not aggression, it is self-assurance. And there is nothing more elegant than a woman who commands respect through confidence instead of waiting for permission to exist in a space. If you still wait to be introduced, my friend, you will seem as lost as a cell phone without Wi-Fi in a business meeting. The restaurant timing myth that imprisoned women. Here is a rule that will make you laugh. Women of good reputation should never be seen dining alone in restaurants after 7 in the evening. Why? Because after sunset, restaurants became meeting points for gambling, excessive drinking, and what polite society called immoral activities. A woman alone after dark was immediately associated with questionable morality and bad reputation. But think with me logically. Today, some of the most successful businesswomen I know regularly dine alone after work meetings, attend networking dinners, or simply enjoy a quiet meal by themselves. The truly elegant woman of today makes reservations when she wants, dines where she chooses, and does not consult the position of the sun to determine her social schedule. She understands that independence combined with good table manners is much more sophisticated than hiding at home after sunset. And look at the irony. Today, there is a rule that most people break without even realizing it. The standing protocol that became a circus. The rule that men must stand whenever a lady enters the room created some truly absurd situations. Imagine an office with 10 women and 1 male employee who spent his entire day jumping up and down like a jack-in-the-box every time a female colleague entered. It was not long ago that it was proper etiquette for a man to stand when greeting a woman entering the room. But nowadays, standing up is proper etiquette whenever anyone greets anyone. Modern etiquette recognizes that respect should be based on hierarchy, seniority, or simply human courtesy, not gender. The body language of standing sends a signal to the person you are greeting that you are eager to greet them. The refined woman of today appreciates when someone stands to greet her because they respect her as a person, not because her gender triggered an automatic response. She also stands to greet others when appropriate, showing that courtesy flows both ways. But wait, there is a rule about accessories that will leave you speechless. The glove ceremony that lost its purpose. Formal gloves for women were once mandatory at evening events. They were not just accessories, but symbols of status and hygiene. Women learned elaborate rules about when to remove them, for eating, for entering churches, or when greeting someone of higher social standing. The gloved handshake was an art form that required practice and precision. It was like a complex social dance where each movement had meaning. This rule is as useful as wearing gloves to shake hands in a post-hand sanitizer world. While some very formal events still call for gloves, particularly white tie occasions, the rigid rules about when to wear and remove them have relaxed significantly. Today, insisting on formal gloves at most events would appear theatrical instead of elegant. A modern woman of class understands that true elegance lies in reading the environment correctly. If the event calls for gloves, she wears them beautifully. If not, she focuses on other elements that demonstrate her refined taste: quality fabrics, perfect fit, and impeccable grooming. Speaking of reading the environment correctly, let me share something that has completely transformed how women present themselves in any situation. There is a course I am affiliated with called Look Rich Without Spending Much that teaches the exact visual, behavioral, and social codes that wealthy women use, and it is currently available with a special launch price because the lessons are being released gradually. This is not about buying expensive items. This is about understanding the subtle signals that communicate wealth and sophistication. How to organize your closet like someone with a personal stylist. Which fabrics communicate quality regardless of price. How to carry yourself in a way that commands respect in any environment. These are the codes that separate women who look expensive from women who simply spent a lot of money. The course teaches you how to be perceived and treated differently in the world, how to enter any space and immediately be recognized as someone of substance and class. But here is the urgency. As soon as all the lessons are complete, the price will jump to the full amount without discount. If you aspire to this level of sophistication, if you want to master the art of looking wealthy and refined regardless of your budget, the link is in my first pinned comment. This is your moment to access these secrets while they are still available at launch pricing. Children at separate tables, a tradition that died for a reason. The rule that children under 14 should never dine with adults created two distinct worlds within the same household. Adult conversations were considered too sophisticated or inappropriate for young ears, so children ate separately while adults enjoyed their refined discussions. But this rule reflected a time when family dynamics were vastly different. Today, families eat together as a natural matter, and children learn table manners from an early age instead of being segregated until they reach a certain age. The elegant woman of today teaches children proper behavior through inclusion, not isolation. She understands that good manners are learned through observation and practice, not by waiting until some magical age when children suddenly become sophisticated enough for adult company. But here is a rule that will make you question everything about chivalry. The handkerchief chivalry that became a hygiene issue. Men carrying handkerchiefs was once the ultimate symbol of preparation and chivalry. A gentleman always had a pristine handkerchief ready to offer a lady who might need to dry tears of joy or handle a delicate sneeze. These were not just practical items, but works of art. Embroidered with initials, carefully laundered and treated as precious accessories that demonstrated refinement and consideration. But hygiene awareness has fundamentally changed our relationship with shared fabric items. Today, the idea of accepting someone else's handkerchief for personal use sounds unsanitary instead of romantic. The sophisticated man of today shows consideration through other gestures, offering his jacket if someone is cold, giving directions when someone seems lost, or simply being present during emotional moments without needing to provide fabric solutions. True chivalry adapts to serve genuine needs instead of performing outdated rituals. The red lipstick rule that depended on the sun. One of the most fascinating, obsolete rules decreed that bright lipstick and diamonds should only be worn after sunset. The logic was that candlelight and evening illumination were necessary to make these glamorous elements shine properly. Daytime called for subtlety, while night welcomed drama and sparkle. This rule made sense in an era of limited electric lighting and rigid social schedules. But today, women wear bold lipstick to morning meetings, sport diamond studs to afternoon lunches, and understand that confidence and appropriateness matter more than the position of the sun. The elegant woman of today chooses her beauty presentation based on the occasion, her personal style, and what makes her feel powerful and appropriate. She might wear red lipstick to a morning presentation because it gives her confidence, or save it for evening because that suits her personal rhythm. The key is intentionality, not arbitrary timing rules. The introduction, waiting game. The old rule demanded that you never introduce yourself if someone else could possibly do it for you. You waited for the hostess, the senior person, or some designated introducer to present you to others. This created elaborate social hierarchies and often left people standing awkwardly in corners, waiting for someone to notice they needed introduction. Today, that passive approach can backfire. In a fast-paced world where networking is essential and confidence is admired, waiting to be introduced may make you seem shy or socially unaware. The refined woman of today takes control of her own networking. She approaches conversations with confidence, introduces herself clearly, and helps others feel included in discussions. This is not pushiness, it is social leadership. And here is the most bizarre rule of all, one that connected your elbows to your marital status. The connection between elbows and marriage. Perhaps the most bizarre, obsolete rule connected elbow placement to marital status. Single women under 30 could never place their elbows on the table, but married women, or those over 35, could rest their elbows elegantly to display their jewelry. The reasoning was that married women had earned the right to showcase their rings and bracelets, while unmarried ladies needed to maintain perfect posture to attract suitable husbands. This rule reveals how etiquette once reinforced social hierarchies based on relationship status and age. It suggested that a woman's worth and privileges increased with marriage and maturity. Modern table etiquette focuses on practical considerations, keeping elbows off the table during formal dining to avoid crowding your neighbors and maintain good posture, but relaxing these restrictions during casual conversation or after the meal is finished. Your marital status has absolutely nothing to do with your elbow privileges. The problem of arriving too early. Traditional etiquette suggested that arriving early demonstrated respect and enthusiasm. But modern life operates on precise schedules, and hosts today plan their preparation time carefully. Showing up too early, especially to someone home, can feel disruptive. Most people plan every minute, and an early arrival can throw everything off. The gracious guest of today arrives exactly on time or within 5 to 10 minutes of the stated time. She respects that her hostess has likely scheduled every minute of preparation and does not want to be caught still arranging flowers or getting dressed when guests arrive early. This represents a shift from demonstrating enthusiasm to demonstrating consideration. The elegant woman of today shows respect by honoring the time her hostess has set, not by appearing before the hostess is ready to receive her. Reviewing what we have learned. The most important lesson from examining these outdated rules is that true elegance requires discernment. Etiquette is built on the principles of consideration, respect, and honesty. These are timeless, while specific manners can change over time and differ around the world. A woman of genuine class adapts her behavior to serve these principles instead of blindly following rules that no longer serve their original purpose. Modern elegance means understanding the spirit behind etiquette rules and applying that understanding to contemporary situations. It means being confident enough to extend your hand first, sophisticated enough to dine alone when you choose, and discerning enough to know when traditional rules enhance interactions and when they create awkwardness. The woman who clings to outdated rules because she thinks they demonstrate superiority actually reveals her inability to read social contexts and adapt gracefully. True class lies in making others feel comfortable while maintaining your own dignity and authenticity. Class is not following dead rules, it is making people feel alive around you. If this resonated with you and you want to continue learning etiquette and good manners in a light and fun way to develop the education of a high-class woman, please subscribe to this channel and leave a like. Your elegant evolution is what matters most. Comment here. Class is knowing how to evolve if you agree that true elegance adapts to the times. If you want to be that elegant traveler who attracts admiring glances without committing international faux pas, the ebook Be Elegant When Traveling, Global Etiquette for the Sophisticated Traveler is in the first pinned comment. I have also left several links to exquisite products for those who appreciate the finer things in life.